Hello, and welcome back to rLounge. A wise person once said, if they do it once, they'll do it again. Today, we question whether it's ever worth giving someone another chance. This is part 7 of a long saga. If you haven't watched the previous parts, go check them out and come back. Mother-in-law blew it. Dear Reddit people, I hope you are all well. I have a new, long update. Title says it all. Last week on Saturday, we went to have coffee with my father-in-law and mother-in-law, as we often do. We made sure to give them a call notifying them we would be coming so father-in-law could notify brother-in-law in case he wanted to come. No contact order works fine. Brother-in-law is not in the mood for visits from our local people in blue and fines. Kids came with us, and hubby's other sister, second kid of father-in-law and mother-in-law, was there as well. Kids love her, although she is very opinionated and can only see things black and white. No middle ground. She and Blabbermouth do not get along. That was even before I became an addition to the family. For the sake of this post, I'll call her Lucy. We get there, get our drinks with cake, and are having a nice chat when mother-in-law blew it. We told them that during these visits we would not discuss the situation with Blabbermouth and entitled cousin. If she wanted to do so, we would see each other for that on a different time and day. We want these visits to be for other things than that. This was firmly explained to especially mother-in-law as she began to talk about Blabbermouth twice in a row. She stopped after we just got up and left. Then last week, she had to do it again. Mother-in-law started to say she felt so sorry for Blabbermouth, how awful it must be for her. We told her to stop, as this is not what we came for. Lucy also told her to stop. Then, mother-in-law asked the questions she should never have asked.
Do you feel pity? Do you feel sorry for her?
Kaboom. My youngest two started crying. My eldest, me, hubby, and Lucy all flipped our lids. Hubby and I decided that we needed to deal with our children. We took them outside, made sure they were calm, and felt safe before I went back in. Lucy was still grilling her mother. I told her she could stop. Mother-in-law wasn't crying, but just looked at me with a numb look for the lack of a better description. My speech to my mother-in-law, almost verbatim. To answer your questions, no, I don't feel sorry for her, or do I pity her. We helped her with her home. We helped and still help with her children, with the college education, and if they do it right, with a home. We took you all on a holiday. Unbeknownst to you all, it was my good word that got her the job she has now when I was asked. Because although I hate her entitlement and the way she talks about me, I acknowledge she is incredibly good at her job. I would never screw over someone if I thought they were good at their job and reasonably decent to those they work with. She wanted more. She demanded we give more only because we are related, because we're family, like an obligation to do whatever. She always thought she had some priority over me, hubby, and our family, simply because she popped her children out first. She had told hubby to divorce me because I would never amount to anything and every form of education I followed was a waste of time and money. But the moment we have money, she demands money. When she heard the word no to her outrageous demands, she jabbed at the family against our wishes, causing all the troubles we have now, destroying relationships in the process. She talked with entitled cousin about attacking me, hurting me, and abducting our children and acted on it. I needed surgery for F's sake because of that attack, and I'm not out of the woods yet. Our children are in therapy because she tried to take them against their will. Hubby is in therapy because of her and entitled cousin, as he feels like he can't protect his family. I will be fine, but she had the audacity to F with my family. Don't ever expect for me to feel sorry for her after all the crap she has put my family through. Her own family, for F's sake. Family only has value to her when she can get something from them, no matter what the cost to others, as long as she gets what she wants without the need to pay. You won't be seeing me or my children for a time. I don't care what hubby decides. You are his mother, and I will never tell him he can't see you or talk to you. I love you with all my heart. I thank you for raising my husband to the man he is now, but I will not put the children through this sheer favoritism and hurt it causes them. To father-in-law? We won't be coming for a while. We have so much to deal with already and can't have mother-in-law adding to it. I or hubby will give a call to discuss some things. With that, I grabbed the coats and left. Hubby had a call with father-in-law later. They had a long talk about how he had enough of his mother's favoritism towards his sister when there's a conflict. He told father-in-law that he holds no grudge against him, but he needs a break. Lucy and I needed to do some shopping together yesterday, and she told me that mother-in-law could only sit afterwards. According to Lucy and father-in-law, after we left, father-in-law didn't say anything to her. He just took the mugs, plates, and stuff to the kitchen, placed it in the dishwasher, wiped everything down, and then sat on the chair looking at her and just telling her, as calm as ever, "You blew it." The daughter-in-law who forgave so much, was willing to let so much slide, who helped us out so much, and who tried to not involve law because of us and our family, has had enough. And she's right. Mother-in-law started crying. Lucy was asked to leave then. To her credit, she leaves us be. Normally, I would have taken her to certain appointments, but she and father-in-law made other arrangements for the time being. We are no contact with mother-in-law for a while. My children are devastated. They knew that mother-in-law had a soft spot for blabbermouth, but they are shocked that their grandmother ignores the hurt her own daughter causes to her son, daughter-in-law, and grandchildren. They miss her. They have a lot of questions. Hubby is broken and angry. He had a talk with his therapist about it. He misses her, but he told me that his mother needs to learn a harsh lesson now. I told him once again that I would never demand for him to stop seeing his mother. If he wishes, he can go. He can call. Whatever. I wouldn't be angry. He knows my boundaries. I simply won't go visit, nor am I willing to talk to her. For now, we don't want the children to go there as well. If she wishes to apologize, fine. Not now, as I'm still fuming. If and when she wants to apologize, she will have to come up with an insanely good apology, as I'm not willing to sweep this obvious favoritism under the rug. I've done that too much already. For now, I have her blocked on my phone, and I have removed myself from the family group chat. I love my mother-in-law tremendously. She helped us a lot when the children were little. In our time of need, they, and my parents, were there. They have always respected our parenting decisions, even though they did not always agree with them. When mother-in-law and father-in-law babysat, they respected our wishes. She would freestyle when they were a bit older, but made sure that they had their sleep, ate healthy meals and snacks, with the occasional treat and such. I was always treated with love and respect. I helped them out whenever and however I could. So this hurts. She has seen me in the hospital. She saw what was done to me. She has seen the fear my children had and have. Has seen the hurt in hubby's eyes. She has seen this all, and all she knows and does is turning a blind eye to her daughter's actions. She acknowledges entitled cousin's actions against us, but not what her own daughter's. Hello, therapist. I just want this nightmare to end. Our first response comes from OK Significance 455. This was bound to happen, OP. Even if mother-in-law apologizes, continue to be no contact because she is blind and will try again and again. She should go to counseling with father-in-law or someone who tells the therapist the truth, and that should be a prerequisite to any form of reconciliation. The OP replies, I agree with you on both parts. I'm not going to accept an apology for her to pull the same crap again. Honestly, OP, you have every right to feel the way you do, and to set those boundaries with your mother-in-law. What you went through is traumatic, and it's really disappointing that your mother-in-law can't see it from your perspective, especially how Blabbermouth put your children, her grandchildren, at risk and danger like that. She should be advocating for their safety. Let's read on. A small update on mother-in-law. Mother-in-law contacted hubby. She went over to our house. Hubby was home alone. Took a week off. We were expecting a parcel delivery. Delivery man came. Hubby checked cameras and went to open the door. Parcel, signature, yada yada yada. As the man went, mother-in-law came. She came up to him and started talking. Hubby just stood there with the parcel in his hand, and after she stopped talking, he told her, Mom, your own daughter tried to hurt your own son and harmed your daughter-in-law and grandchildren. She knew OP would be attacked and encouraged it. If she did not, she knew and didn't care what would happen to her. She didn't report it or do anything to try and stop it. My wife will probably need surgery again. Side note, left kidney, liver, and spleen were always problematic, thanks to entitled cousin and the beating even more so, to the point they might need to be removed. We'll hear this tomorrow. Now you ask us to pity her and show mercy when all that happened was because she broke the law. She hurt us. You keep choosing her even when things like this happen and hit you across the face. When you see the damage she has done with your own eyes, you keep finding excuses for her horrible behavior. I've had enough. I know you love her, and I will never ask you to choose sides. I only ask you to condemn her behavior and actions, nothing else. You don't. By asking us to show mercy and feel pity, you don't. We don't blame you for what happened. We blame Blabbermouth and entitled cousin. Don't blame yourself for what they did. Stop defending her. Get therapy. You need it. You need to see what is happening and accept that by no fault of yours, your daughter hurt others. I love you, Mom. Now you need to go away. I don't want to talk to you when you continue to excuse her behavior and the harm she caused to others. Don't contact us. We will contact you if we ever feel ready to. Then he shut the door and locked it. Mother-in-law just stood there for a little while and left. I found hubby bawling his eyes out when I got home an hour later. I've sent the recordings of the doorbell camera to a lawyer friend in case we need a no-contact order for mother-in-law. I don't think so, as he is the golden son and she always tends to do as he says. Better safe than sorry. In the evening, father-in-law came to watch a game with hubby, and he told us what happened after mother-in-law came home. Father-in-law asked where she had gone to, and she started to cry, scream, etc., and relayed what happened. That she doesn't want to lose her son and his family. She asked herself why had it come to this, to which father-in-law truthfully answered that his son, hubby, was right. She kept choosing her daughter over her son no matter what. That she can still love her daughter, but condemn what she did. She doesn't. Mother-in-law told him that all she feels is that the need to protect her child, to which father-in-law responded that how understandable that may be, by doing so she hurts her other child, a child who also needs her. Paraphrased, love both and don't choose sides. Your daughter hurt your son and his family. Your son hurts because his own sister has hurt his wife and his children. He hurts because she cares more about getting what she wants. He hurts because you can't see that. Love both as is natural to you as a loving mother, but open your eyes to the hurt that has been caused. She asked him if he could help her with hubby and me, and this is how he responded. Again, paraphrased. I will not lift a finger to help you in this situation with them. This is all your own doing. I have warned you many times in the past, more so in the last year, that this might happen, that these actions might have this outcome. Our son's idea of therapy might be a good idea. However, this will not automatically mean you get to see them again and be in their lives. Before this mess started, hubby and OP were kind, had an open mind, trusting, tended to see the good in people, and when bad things happened to try and see what caused it and condemning it whenever they would deem it was warranted. They are still good, kind people. They still try to see and figure out what caused certain things, but they have become suspicious of people's motives. They aren't so trusting anymore. They are scared that they will get hurt, that the children will get hurt. If you ever want a chance to see them again, you will need to respect them in their decisions. Accept that they might not forgive you whatever you do. By now you know that they, and especially OP, will not excuse behavior in the name of family any longer. She and our son have finally learned to stand up to such a degree that nobody dares to mess with them. You and OP are both loving people. You love your husbands, children, and others. The difference between the two of you is that OP is now willing to go ballistic when she feels her children and or husband are threatened. Don't mess with this mama bear. She will not back down if you go too far, and you know it. Do you understand why I love and respect this man so much? Mother-in-law just kept crying silent tears. Lucy also tells me that her mother is a shell of who she was. She keeps saying that she lost her son and his family and how sorry she is. To be honest, I feel like karma came from mother-in-law. As of now, I don't feel any inclination of having contact with her. She is elderly, and I know that she might die without ever seeing us again. It hurts a lot. She really means so much to me, but I will not expose myself or my children to her favoritism. She may be crying about how sorry she is. I will only believe her if she proves it. I don't believe words anymore, just actions. What we need is for her to show us that love for Blabbermouth should not blind her to this degree. I hope she can. I truly hope so. She won't get a get out of time out card because she is family. The community has some reactions. First, RayRay6672. Wow. Even with what father-in-law said, it was still about what she lost. She may be a shell, but she's not owning up to why. I feel sorry for her and Blabbermouth. I'm sorry it came to this. It is so sad. Greed caused this. You were so generous, and the greed of others destroying relationships, and you are now physically dealing with their hubris, and it is still about what she lost. Just wow. I am glad you have the love of your dear husband and father-in-law and sister-in-law. I wish you wellness, peace, joy, and prosperity. Continue to love those who love and support you. As for the others, F all of them. Your mother-in-law is totally an enabler for Blabbermouth's choices and decisions. Your father-in-law is absolutely right, and a little space never hurt anyone. There's so much history now, and there's still very, very fresh wounds, physically and emotionally. Sometimes space means letting things heal a little bit before coming back to something. Fresh air and a little fresh perspective. Thank God for your father-in-law. With all that, you're allowed to love someone but still create boundaries and never see them again. That's completely okay. Wish them well, wish them all the healing in the world, and move on. Focus on you and your family and those that love and respect you for who you are and what you offer the world. People who want you to be safe, happy, and healthy. Keep on shining and stay strong, OP. Your strength is awe-inspiring. What do you think? Would you give mother-in-law another chance? And thank you for joining us once again on rLounge. We'd love to have you. Before you go, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you have something you want to say regarding today's content, share that with us in the comments below. And stay tuned for part 8.